Yo, it's Theo. Peace, everyone. Peace. How's it going? We're here, back in nature, baby. And I'm just, breathing in that good-ass prana, baby. So today, it's a beautiful day. I'm out here by the library, just walking on their little trail. And I was thinking, how do I really want to live? What do I really want to do with my life, and how can I change myself to get to what I need to get the things that I want in life? It's not about necessarily manipulation though, but how do I engage myself and put myself into something in a way that will impact people, will change maybe their perceptions, and maybe increase their life, And when I was thinking of basically different ways of serving people, I then realized something. If you can change someone's perception, you can change their entire world. In other words, if you can alter the way someone sees something in their life, you can ultimately change the world. You can change anything, right? But it all starts with yourself, because you cannot influence anyone else if you can't influence yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't know anyone else until you know yourself, because it's all about knowing yourself, And once you realize that your environment is a mirror image of what you think, and what you think is a reflection of your environment. In other words, you are the result of your past thinking and the product of your 5 friends, of your environment. You're the product of you are a product of your environment, and you are the result of your past thinking. So when you wake up and ask yourself, okay, what is this world? Who am I? Right? What is the nature of reality? When you start asking yourself questions like this, it'll put you in a position to find deeper wisdom, or seek wisdom, because no one really knows everything. No one's omniscient. We all don't know everything. And if you did know everything, you would have no room for discovery, for faith, for creativity, right? For innovation. You wouldn't have room for any of that stuff, and therefore you would be stagnant or quiescent. We have to kind of sort of humble ourselves and realize that we are the byproduct of our own actions. In other words, I am not who I think I am. I am not who you think I am. I am who I think you think I am. Right? What? Let me go back. I am not who I think I am. I am not who you think I am. I am who I think you think I am. That's perception. In other words, on the outside, inside, you probably think I have it all figured out. But on the inside, outside, the only thing that's booming for me is the word of mouth, and that's perception. Shout out to Chewy. Right? Shout out to your boy Chewy, because he's the one who made that song called Perception. You feel me? We have to understand that perception is reality, and my consciousness perception is reality, and consciousness is the ultimate reality. In other words, we must understand that we literally become what we think about. So if you think that someone else is a shitty person, it takes one to know one, because like attracts like, right? People like people who are like themselves, or in the position that they want to be in. So we must understand that we have to have what we call commonality, right? Similarity, that builds what we call similarity, rapport, right? Building that community, because it's all about unity and harmony, right? Working as one. At the same time, though, realizing that even though separation is the greatest illusion, what makes us unique is that we think different thoughts, we dress differently, we act a little bit different, We are not special because of us being different. We are significant because we are the same, and what makes us unique is that no other individual on this planet can be you individually. You know what I'm saying? We may all have one mind, right? We may all have one consciousness, a singularity, but we must understand that we are different expressions. You see, the mind is not a thing. It is a action. It is an expression. It is not a noun, a person, place, or thing. It is a verb, an action, expression, right? It's a way of being. With that being said, in other words, as Michael Jackson said, just tell them that it's human nature, right? Because it's all human nature, right? This is how we are, right? We are literally God's highest form of creation. Look at, I don't know if you can see the little highway, well, you probably can't, but there's a highway over here. We got cars, we built highways, we built this gazebo, right? We are God's highest form of creation, and we were blessed with 6 mental faculties that not every other animal is aware of. And the fact that I'm consciously aware of that goes to show that not every other animal can do what we do, right? We were meant to stand out. We were meant to make waves, right? The question you should ask yourself is, are you the ocean in the drop, or the drop in the ocean, right? You have to understand how powerful you are, because the ocean can't be the ocean without that single drop, and the single drop cannot create the ocean without a multitude, right? Our body is a massive energy that functions on frequency. We are literally a massive energy that vibrates at a fast rate, a super speed frequency, if you will. Now, energy cannot be created or destroyed, so I can't poof and then instantly I have a burger in my hand, or poof and then instantly everything disappears. It is a process. In other words, you cannot eat the fruit the same day you plant the seed. But if you do plant the seed and take care of that seed and nurture it and so on and so forth, you will then reap what you sow. Because as ye sow, so shall ye reap. Right? It is a process. We must understand that. We also have to understand this too, that all it takes is will. You have to have the will to do what you want to do, because when they built the rocket ship, I can't remember the man's name, but they asked him, they said they said, do you really think, what was the secret ingredient that got you to build the rocket ship? And he said, the will to do it. Right? All it takes is the will. We were blessed with 6 higher faculties, such as perception, will, imagination, intuition, reason, memory. And reasoning is our thinking factor. That's our inductive factor. Right? Perception is how we see the world, and our perception is how we see the world and how the world influences ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Intuition is, you don't know how you know, but you know you know. It is how you feel within, right? How you detect the things outside of you. Will is your focus, how you're focusing, what you're focusing into, right? Will, memory is what you collect through time to save yourself from things that may harm you, right? Perception, will, memory, intuition, reason, and I think I got them all. But even then, though, with that being said, literally, we must understand that we are powerful beyond measure. You have to understand that you were born free. You know what I'm saying? You were born free. Being free is your birthright. You were born rich. You may have a lack of money, but you were born rich. And the universe verified you the day you were born. The day you were born, that's when you were verified. The day you were brought into this physical world is the day you were verified to be free. Because to be human is to be free. And to be humane is to have compassion for other humans. Right? To be human is to be free, and to be humane is to have compassion for other humans. With that being said, not only humans, but animals too. Robots too. Have compassion for everything. They have patience for everything. Why? Because if you knew that you were rushing to your death, would you still rush? Relax. Calm down. Don't rush. Don't hurry. You know what I'm saying? Be patient. Right? Everything's coming to you at the speed in which you are doing as well. It's all mutual. And to make that quantum leap, In order to change your reality, you have to change your self-image. And to change your self-image, you have to change your attitude. And how do you change your attitude? By challenging your beliefs. Studying. Right? Not saying that you should have to conform, because the opposite of courage is not fear, it is conformity. So I'm not saying conform, but what I am saying is study. Because as an humanist, I don't view religion as the truth, but I do find truth within every religion. And as a psychologist, I understand the human psyche, right? The paradigm is the most valuable idea that I've ever stumbled upon before in my life. And outside of that, it has even helped me innovate the secret of the conscious fractal, which is the greatest psychological discovery for success consciousness. Right? All this is just to help. All this is for is just to help the collective consciousness, to help humanity. Because as Neil deGrasse Tyson once said, be ashamed to die until you score some type of victory for humankind. And I will be ashamed until I do that. That's why every single day I'm making these videos. Even on the days I don't know what to post, I'll just post. I always post. Because why? Because I want to contribute to humanity, right? And the only way I can contribute is if I produce something and distribute it. Get to know yourself, because change begins once you challenge your ego. Once you start facing your own ego and confronting your own ego, right? Change will emerge. When you put the darkness into the light, it will disseminate. It destroys itself, right? It is vanquished, if you will. And therefore, your consciousness is rising, emerging. Then it transcends and transforms. There are levels to this shit. We must understand that dimensions are not, it's not a location, it's not a destination. It is a level. So we must understand that there are levels to this shit. There are layers, there are cores, there are focal points, right? There are axes. And this is getting into mathematics, mathematical idealism, right? We must understand that reality is mathematical, right? Reality is mathematical. And if you don't want to say mathematical, then just say energy. Because if it's not not math, money, numbers, right? Numerology. If it's not that, then it's all energy, right? Just blind energy, unintelligent force, blind lust, right? But we are much more than that. We are much more than blind energy. We are much more than blind lust. We are much more than an unintelligent force, urge. We are much more than that. Although desire is a manifestation of power, if you know yourself and know how to have what we call self-control and be calm in every situation, your desire will not control your life. You will control desire. And when you stop allowing your ego to control you and you use your ego instead, in the sense of not edging good out, but knowing how to be a critical thinker, well, they can just say, it feels so good to be alive, baby. Because now you have fallen in love with losing. You have fallen in love with objections, rejections. You have fallen in love with all the negative sides as well as the positive. And that goes into wabi-sabi, which is a Japanese term that means the acceptance of imperfection, incompletion, and rot and decay. You can look the word up too. It's called wabi-sabi. W-A-B-I-S-A-B-I, right? T-E-M-E-T-N-O-S-C-E, Temet no si, know thyself in the spiritual war, the psychological war. Because we must understand that our thought energy is a frequency. It is not a vibrational pattern. It is a frequency. And our body is a mass of energy that functions on frequencies. And in other words, we are a mass of energy. We are vibratory. How we think controls our vibratory state, because everything is vibrating. I'm at my prosperity consciousness. Therefore, I'm at my highest self. So in other words, I am vibrating extremely high and therefore attracting exactly what I am putting out. It's about becoming a vibratory match with what you want in life. And therefore, when you do that, you will attract everything you need in life. Right? And I got this all from having a cosmic consciousness, cosmic perspective, right? But you can only find these things, in my opinion, through Christ consciousness, the acceptance of Christ. Also through other entities as well. But Christ is one good one to start with as well, because faith based upon understanding is the key to freedom. Right? Faith based upon understanding is the key to freedom. So you can only have these consciousnesses, so to say, these akashas, these personas, if you will, only and if you are able and willing to understand it. And if you are able and willing to understand it, study it every single day. Because repetition is how you reprogram your subconscious mind. And with that, and when you're consistent with your work, when you're consistent, that'll add up and give you results that stick. That'll literally give you results that stick. I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. It's all psychological though. Understand though, you have to understand the term mentalism as well, because this is a practice. Right? They say practice makes perfect. They're not lying. This is a practice. If you want some words of enlightenment, don't follow your thoughts. Let go of your thoughts and follow your breath. In other words, be kind and ask people questions to open them up. Open people up. Get to know people. Right? Ask them questions that can lead them to a path of enlightenment and happiness. Right? Because I'm only rich not because of money, but because I realize I create happiness, and also because of my skills. Right? With that being said, we must understand that we lack nothing. Use what God gave us, and the greatest resource is resourcefulness. Right? About being innovative. After you integrate something else into your life, because we are creatures that integrate and grow. And when we grow, when we are ascending, we can then transform and therefore transcend our last conditioning. Right? All you have to do is get to know yourself, love yourself, self-care. And there's nothing wrong with it. And these are not conceits, because there's nothing wrong with having self-love. There's nothing wrong with caring for yourself. There's nothing wrong with taking time to yourself. If you can't meditate if you can't meditate for 10 minutes, or if you can't take at least 30 minutes of time to yourself, you're poor. Everyone has time. Everyone has 365 days in a year. Everyone has 52 weeks. Everyone has 60 seconds. Everyone has 60 minutes in an hour. Everyone has 7 days in a week. Everyone has, if they're lucky to live to 100, 5,200 weeks to live. We all have the same time. The only thing that sets us apart is our heartbeat. Right? Is perception. Is our attitude. Is our self-image. Right? All you have to do is just totally relax. Be calm. Find your serenity. Right? Find what makes you serene. Breathe. And instead of reacting, you know what I'm saying? Instead of reacting, breathe and respond. There's a huge difference between reacting and responding. There's a huge difference. Reacting is like, well, I didn't know. I didn't. But when you're responding, it's like, well, I didn't know I was supposed to do that. But now that I do know that, I will make adjustments to what I was doing before. And you won't have to worry about that again. Boom. It's easy. But if you're always reacting to life, you're living off of pure instinct, pure intellect. And we must understand that we have to lose our minds and come to our senses. In other words, get out your head and live in your heart space. Live in your chest. They'll tell you to get out your chest. Will live in your heart space. You know what I'm saying? Follow your breath. Appreciate that you breathing in that good ass prana, baby, because it feels so good to be alive once you get to know yourself. But not to make you solipsistic. I'm not solipsistic. It's not just me and my dream and everyone else is a figment of my imagination. No. We are in a collective dream, and I'm clothed in imagination. And it is a privilege to meet you guys. A privilege. And I am grateful. Right? With that being said, just please hit me up in the DMs or hit me up on Facebook at Theo Nephilim. Follow me on Instagram at metaconsciousness_22. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I just made a YouTube channel at my name, my real name, my birth given name is Keontae Edwards. Like, subscribe, leave comments, and if you like, share. You know, I love talking to people, so I love getting to know everybody. So again, just feel free to talk to me. You know, I do have consulting services as well as coaching services, and again, just hit me up, you know, so we can discuss things in the PM. But with that being said, y'all stay healthy, drink plenty of water, and remember that you matter. Peace.